Gooner Brothers channel, the show that is dedicated to everything Arsenal. 3-2 to the Arsenal. Boy, that was one hell of a game. A roller coaster of emotions, so many things happened. 2 red cards from both teams, and what can I say? Now, on to the FIFA ratings. Unfortunately, Fikri's not around, so I'm gonna have to do the FIFA ratings alone. Alright, first up, Petr Cech. I'm gonna have to give him a 70 because I thought he made a couple of good saves. I thought he was doing fairly well. I cannot blame him entirely for that first goal we conceded, which was an argument between him and Mustafi. Other than that, I thought he did okay. Couple of saves. Alright, next up, Bellerin. I'm gonna have to give him a 60 because he was just so off today. There's so many things that he made wrong. That silly yellow card, which was completely unnecessary, pulling his shirt. I don't see why he would do something like that, especially when we're not in a threatened position. There's no use for him to do something like that, along with a couple of bad passes and tackles. Because of that, I'm gonna have to give him a 60. Now, in terms of our other fullback, Kolasinac, I thought he did fairly well, running up the flanks when he had to, staying deep as well. I'm gonna have to give him a 70. Nothing exceptional. At the same time, nothing too bad. I thought he did alright. Now, in terms of our central pairing, this is the time when you would miss the relationship between Mustafi and Koscielny. Nevertheless, it's a pointless game. Nothing to worry so much about. For Chambers, 65. He did alright. He made a couple of good tackles. He also made a couple of good clearances inside the 18-yard box, something that you would expect from a center back, especially when he's maturing, when you expect him to gradually get better. Because of that, I'm gonna give him a 65. Now, as for Mustafi, oh my god, his performance today was nearly as bad as when we conceded that goal in the League Cup final against Man City. That goal when he conceded from Aguero and complained about it. Literally no excuse for him to allow that cross into the 6-yard box. Of course, if I was Petr Cech, I would also be fuming and screaming at him. As a quality centre back of his caliber, you wouldn't expect him to disregard some basics. I mean, yes, you would expect Petr Cech to come out and punch the ball, catch the ball, but not always will that be the case. From the goalkeeper's vision, you wouldn't know what he has to do. Mustafi should have done better, at least try to fight for the ball instead of letting that ball in. I'm gonna have to give him a 50. I know he can do better than that. Now, in terms of our midfield, Xhaka, I'm gonna have to give him 70 because he did relatively well. Nothing too exceptional, nothing too bad. He made a couple of good passes through balls. His distribution was fairly well. Of course, there were some passes that he didn't complete, but you know, that's the part of being a holding midfielder. When you distribute the balls, you can't always expect to complete everything. Him staying back, he did alright, and him staying up front, did alright as well. Now, as for ELNENY, oh wow. This went from up and then it just went down, because all the way until this 92nd minute from the first minute, I was praising ELNENY. He was covering so much of ground, going up high, staying deep. He did everything he could, especially as a holding midfielder or a central midfielder you'd expect to do. But that 92nd minute when he conceded a red card for the stupidest reason ever. Things like that. Come on, ELNENY, you can do better than that. You can control that. It's so pointless to bicker about it in the first place. And because of that, it's going to tamper Arsene Wenger's tactics of how we're going to rotate the players for the Europa League and for the EPL. Instead of giving him an 80, I'm gonna have to give ELNENY a 60 just because of that last minute red card. Alright, now in terms of our upper midfield, I predicted Ozil was gonna be playing, but I guess he wanted to be rested. Instead, we had Reece Nelson. I was excited to see him play. Of course, we rarely see a player like him play in EPL. He did relatively well, especially for a youngster. I'm gonna have to give him a 70. I thought he ran the flank pretty well and came back when he had to. Something that is very promising for a player of his caliber. Now, in terms of our lovely Nigerian, oh wow, Alex Iwobi. I'm not gonna lie, in the first few minutes, I was thinking and I was scratching my head, why is he even in Arsenal? He lost the ball so many times in the first few minutes, but until he gave that wonderful assist, that through ball to Welbeck, everything changed. And because of that, I'm gonna have to give him 70. If it wasn't for the assist, he would have easily gotten probably 60 or even less. But he changed the game. That goal that he worked with Welbeck allowed us to open up the game even better. Now, Aubameyang, our spearhead, I'm gonna have to give him an 80 because he got the job done. That poaching ability he has when he converted that ball from Welbeck. I mean, that's what you want from a striker, right? His attacking positioning will always be great. That's what I love about Aubameyang. He provides something that a lot of our other strikers in the past haven't had, which is the attacking positioning. Because of that, I'm gonna have to give him an 80, just because he got the job done. Of course, he did well in leading our attack, but it's mainly because of that goal. Now, finally, Danny Welbeck. I'm gonna give him a 95. It's just that assist and that brace to 2 goals he got, scored the winner. So I'm gonna have to give him in the 95. He did everything. Ever since he assisted that goal to Aubameyang, that flick was amazing in the first place. And after that flick, he started to get more confident in the game. His first goal that he got from Iwobi's through ball, that reminded me a lot like Alexis Sanchez when he ran the flank down and then he would stop the ball with his right foot and then slam it across. And because of that, I'm gonna have to give him the man of the match because he blew my expectations away. As a matter of fact, he blew everyone's expectations away. You would have never made that kind of bet with any betting company if you were a bookie, and just makes no sense. But yeah, he did the job done. He proved me wrong, he proved a lot of people wrong, and I'm very happy for his form since the AC Milan game. Alright, so we've reached the end of the show. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think about the game. If you liked the video, please don't forget to click that subscribe button. We'll see you soon. Peace!